Hey, everybody, and welcome to Sally's Recipe of the Week, brought to you by Doris Italian Market and Bakery. Boy, we got some good stuff to cook tonight at Doris. Mo and I went shopping there and picked out some wonderful stuff that we're going to share with you. Welcome to Casa de Mo and Sally. We've got Mo here operating one of the cameras, and Curtis is behind the scenes. Say hi, Curtis.
Hi, Curtis.
Hi. Say hi, Mo.
Huh?
Mo's mad because I wouldn't let him eat any more cheese until we got started.
Look, we got some nice cheese over here.
And this is how we like to start Sally's Recipe of the Week now, because has such an amazing cheese selection, and you can pair up cheese and wine. I actually have a little chart there to kind of guide you. And so, Mo, what do we get for tonight?
Okay, well, here's what we're doing tonight. Curtis, if you want to switch the camera over, we have got Yancey's Fancy Roasted Garlic Cheese.
It's cheddar, right?
It's cheddar,
It's
yes.
white cheddar.
Yancey's Fancy, they have all kinds of artisan cheeses, and we had the Gouda with the bacon in it.
Smoked Gouda with bacon.
Yeah, and this time we're doing roasted garlic, and I'll just grab a piece and take a little taste. Mm. Yeah, and we're doing the William Hill Cabernet, which we got at Doris as well.
So what we're making tonight is a beef tenderloin with a red wine sauce. Now, guys, there's a couple of things I had to do in advance, otherwise we would be here for a while. Because while this sauce is not complicated, it's just a sauce that takes a little time. Because you need to let it simmer for like 30 minutes and reduce, so all the flavors kind of just huddle together. So that's why I started the sauce ahead of time. Mo, you keep looking at me funny.
Me? Oh, no.
Yes.
We should say hello to Roland.
Hi, Roland.
He's joining us. And Jim says hi there. Heard you were cooking up some beef.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Actually, it's this tenderloin that I got at Doris's. They had it on sale. I should tell you guys about this. I don't think it's on sale anymore. Their sales run Wednesday to Wednesday, by the way. So I picked this up the other day, and it's a petite tenderloin. This recipe you can make with just a regular beef tenderloin. It doesn't have to be a petite one, but since it was on sale at Doris's, and I love petite tenderloin, and one petite tenderloin is perfect for just the two of us. If you want to make this for 4 people, you can use this exact same recipe, or just get a regular tenderloin. Same thing, it doesn't matter. But look at this. I got this beautiful, and it's beautiful beef tenderloin for $6.28 for beef tenderloin.
Yeah,
This would cost us a lot at a restaurant. You realize that?
Curtis and I wanted to talk to you about the name Petite Filet.
No, it's a petite tenderloin.
Okay,
If we sliced it, it would be a filet.
Okay, but anything with the word petite before it just sounds like that's just maybe an appetizer.
No, look at that. This is going to be plenty to feed the two of us.
I don't know if you noticed about your husband, Sally, but Petite Tenderloin was Mo's stripper name back in college.
It was, yeah. I earned a lot of money. I bought like a Mazda with the money I made as
wine.
Petite Tenderloin. Yeah, but look at that. I come on, Curtis, get a shot on that. Look at that. That's the Petite Tenderloin.
Yeah, and this.
I had a burrito bigger than that for breakfast this morning.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
You guys are the worst. Okay, let's start with the sauce, okay? And then we'll get to the star of the show, which is the tenderloin. So, like I said, I had to take a few steps with the sauce before you guys joined us, just because we'd be standing here for 30 minutes watching it reduce. You start with a lot of butter. I'm not going to lie to you, this sauce has butter in it.
Hi, Bear.
Hey, Bear. And it's a total of 8 tablespoons of butter, unsalted butter. 3 of those tablespoons need to be at room temperature, nice and soft. The others we're just going to melt in the pan, so it doesn't matter. So you're going to put 5 tablespoons of butter into a saucepan, right back there on the stove, and let it melt. You don't want to have it too hot. You want it to melt, and then you're going to put in 3/4 of a cup of chopped red onion, finely chopped. You see how fine they are? Nice and fine, nice and diced up. You don't want them in big chunks. You can use shallots if you prefer. I like red onion. First of all, they're a lot cheaper than shallots. But if you want to use shallots, go ahead. So then you're going to add the onions to your melted butter. Again, low and slow. You don't want to brown the onions. You just want them to what we call sweat out and become translucent and soft.
Want to say hello to Marina.
Hi, Marina.
And also Joey Berger is joining us. Hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
It's another dish you can cook up for Mary. And there's Chicken Mike. He's making hot dogs tonight. That sounds good.
I don't know. I like me a good hot dog.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the sauce. After you put in the chopped up red onion, you're gonna season it with just a little bit of salt, and then you're gonna let it sit there and sweat out for about 7 minutes. Okay, so that's stuff I already did, just so we can kind of get a jump on it. Then what we want to do is we want to add 3 cups of beef broth or stock, okay, to the pot. You're gonna want to add 1 1/4 cup of a dry red wine. We chose this Cabernet, or you could use the one that we're drinking now. It's your choice. You're gonna put all that right in the pot. About a teaspoon of sugar. If you don't like to use sugar, you can use some other kind of sweetener, but it needs just a little bit of sweetness. So it's just a teaspoon. That's not much at all. And then all this is going into our pot. All this I did earlier. And then you're gonna add about 6 or 7 complete stems of thyme. And you just throw it right in there, okay? Now, since I have this extra one, I am gonna strip it and chop it and throw it into my sauce because I don't wanna waste it. But you don't have to, you just throw the whole thing in there. And a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. You don't wanna put too much because remember, we are onions.
Again, this is Sally's recipe of the week. It's petite tenderloin
with red wine sauce.
With red wine sauce. You can get the recipe at 1055online.com. And this is brought to you by Doris Italian Market. We got all this yummy stuff at Doris.
Okay, then what you want to do is you want to bring the sauce up to a boil and then reduce to a simmer. And you're going to let it simmer on the stove for about 30 minutes. You want the liquid to reduce by half. That's why I did all this in advance. But it's pretty straightforward. The recipe's on the website. You can follow it. But then after you get it to reduce, we want to thicken it up a little bit. So that's going to be the next step. And don't forget to fish your thyme out of your sauce before you start to thicken it, because that kind of mess you up. Wait right there.
Okay.
All right.
I'll just be over here
Yeah,
eating cheese.
Okay. So see, we've got our sauce. It's still kind of thin.
Let's get a shot of this sauce here.
Smell it? Mm-hmm. It's still kind of thin. That's because we haven't added a thickening agent to it. But before we do that, I need to take these sprigs. See the sprigs of thyme? Just pull them right out. And I got to tell you, I never appreciated thyme as much as I do now since I started using fresh. Don't get me wrong, the thyme that's in your pantry, in your seasoning, it's fine. But man, fresh thyme is just the best. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw this little bit left in there just so I don't waste it.
I wish I had more time.
Everybody wants more time.
For golf.
Okay.
That was a dad joke. A bad dad joke. Oh, Karen Weagle's joining us.
Hey, Karen. So, Karen, we're making the sauce right now. And you know how you and I, when we talk about recipes, we always say double the amount of sauce? I do that all the time. I will tell you, Karen, with this recipe, you don't have to double the amount of sauce. It makes plenty of sauce.
Hey, Karen, we just saw your apple picking headband on Facebook. I think Sally needs one of those for her recipe of the week. She needs a recipe of the week headband.
All right, so we're going to thicken up our sauce. What I've got here is, remember I told you we started with 8 tablespoons of butter, right?
Yeah.
5 tablespoons went in here, melted down with our chopped up onion. The other 3 tablespoons are at room temperature, so they're nice and soft, along with 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And you're going to mix it together to kind of form a paste.
Damn, all this butter. I hope my doctor's not watching.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of butter today. Sorry, guys. All right, so see, I'm just mixing that up.
This is going to thicken this sauce up.
Yes, it is. So just form a little paste. And you don't dump it all in at once. And normally I would be doing this on the stovetop, but I want you guys to be able to see it. I'm going to get my whisk. And we're just going to put this in a little at a time. And then I am going to put it back on the stove so it thickens up.
Why don't you put it in all at once?
Because you don't want it to lump. You want it to be smooth.
Yeah, you don't want it to lump, Mo. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I guess that's such an amateur thing for me to ask. I should know that.
Yeah, just whisk it away. And then when we put it back on the heat, it's going to thicken up some. And we'll let it thicken up on the stove while we work on the star of the dish, the tenderloin. Add a little bit
You're
more.
gonna add a little bit more.
Yeah.
We've seen this step, right? Okay.
I have to use all of it though.
Cheese
Are
is
you
way
going
over,
somewhere?
Cheese is way over there.
Oh Lord. Here, let me switch the camera so this man can go get cheese.
Oh, thanks, Curtis. All right. I'm off to get some cheese.
All right, I'm just going to whisk in the rest of this, and we'll let it thicken up.
Karen is saying Melissa bought that hat for her in Asheville.
I haven't seen the picture yet. I can't wait to see it.
I can't talk right now. I got cheese
He's
in my
got
mouth.
cheese in his mouth. All right, and I don't want to waste any.
Man, this roasted garlic cheese is the bomb, and it does go great with the Cabernet.
Yeah, if you're not good at wine and cheese pairing, like I said, Doris Italian Market, they have like a whole board right there and tells you what wine goes with, nicely with what cheeses. All right, so let's put the sauce back on the stove, and I'm going to let it slowly thicken up. And you can kind of control it. If you think it's still a little too thin, turn up the heat a little more. If you think it's getting too thick, turn down the heat. You can always add a little more stock to it, okay? Mm-hmm. So let's put this back on the heat.
Jim says the wine's kicking in already, Mo.
And I'm going to heat a couple of tablespoons of vegetable oil. And I'm coming back over there, so I'm getting my pan pretty hot.
No, Roland, I did not cut the cheese. Sally cut it.
I want to heat up this pan.
You're right. I must have been a mouse in my past life. Yeah.
I want this pan pretty hot, not overly smoking, but remember when we put that meat on there, we want that nice sear. So you do want it not screaming hot, but pretty hot.
Susan says, wish I had smell cell and some garlic cheese. She says, hi guys. Hi Curtis. Hi Susan. Thanks for watching Sally's Recipe of the Week, brought to you by Doris Italian Market. Get the recipe at 1055online.com and then go to Doris and get these ingredients and get some of that cheese and the wine. They have the best cheese section there.
They really do. All right.
Great wines too.
So Doris has petite tenderloin on sale, and that's what I got. This recipe is perfectly fine with just regular tenderloin. But since it's just Mo and I, one petite tenderloin will feed us. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That's beautiful. So I like to work just right on the paper. First thing I want to do though is let me grab some paper towels. I should have grabbed them earlier. You want to blot it dry. You don't put wet meat in hot oil.
Blot your meat.
Blot your meat, boys. I know Curtis wants to say something.
I'm gonna be nice because we got sponsorship.
Yeah, we can't lose a sponsor over bad jokes.
All right. It's nice and dry. And then I'm going to give my hands just a quick wash, and then I'm going to use the tongs. And then we're going to season it liberally with salt and pepper. Now, some people would brush this with a little oil, then season it. We've got oil in our pan, and I don't feel that it's necessary. But if you like to do that, go right ahead.
Hi, Pam.
All right. So I like pepper. Mo likes pepper.
Yeah, so you really shouldn't overdo it with the oil, right? I mean,
no, you don't. But some people just just a light brush.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary, but if you want to, some people just feel more comfortable with that. See all that salt? You want that salt. I'm just going to punch it in there.
Again, I hope my doctor's not watching.
I know.
That's kosher salt. It's very important that you use kosher salt.
That's right, Curtis. Where did you learn that?
Sally told me.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, you got to use that kosher salt. You can't be over there,
No.
using a salt shaker.
Yeah.
Curtis got in trouble for that.
A little bit.
I got in trouble for shaking it like a salt shaker. That's different.
Okay. So you want to walk over here, Mo, because my pan is ready.
Okay.
We've got our oven at 400 degrees.
Hang on.
And Mo's going to not like this part because it does splatter a little bit.
That means
Yeah.
I need some cleanup.
Yeah.
By the way, Roland appreciated my cleanup tips.
Okay, so you see, and this is an oven-safe pan. This can go right into the oven. You see that oil?
Yep.
See just a little bit of smoke, not overdoing it. And just lay that baby right down in there. So what we want to do is sear it in the pan on the stove top and then finish it off in the 400-degree oven.
Which is set.
Yep, it's set.
I can't get too. I don't want to get too close to this.
Oh, I hope some grease pop on him.
It'll be fine.
Y'all can hear Mo's baby scream.
Yeah.
It's very important you don't move it, you don't mess with it, you just leave it alone.
Leave your meat alone.
Yeah, now if I was using a full tenderloin, this is a petite, I would probably take it after it's seared on one side, I'd take it and turn it sideways and kind of let it the side sear and do the other side and then flip it. But since this is a petite, you really don't need to do that. I mean, you can't, I don't think it's necessary. The last thing I want to do is overcook it. So you just want to sear it until you get this nice crust with the salt and the meat and the pepper. And I like my steak medium rare. If you like it a little more, you're going to leave it in the oven a little longer. Since this is a petite filet, we'll probably just roast it in the oven for about 12 minutes.
Look at all this splatter.
I know, you're going to have a splatter. Yeah, I'm going to get my sauce to thicken. The sauce is not a difficult sauce. It just takes a little time. Oh, and if you're thinking, I don't want to spend that much time, you know, especially if you're having somebody over for dinner or whatever, you can make this up to this point a couple of days in advance. Let it cool, pop it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And then when you're ready to make it, you just take it out. So this sauce can be made up to this point a little in advance.
Now, do you want to put the thyme in freshly, like separate, like once after you're done?
No, everything. You can do all this.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. I love stuff that you can make a couple of days in advance, especially not that we had company, but you know what I mean. When you do. All right, let's take a look at this.
Hey, would you stop?
Look at that. See? That's what you want.
Yum yum.
Oh, Jesus. Damn it.
There it is.
Okay, I got hit with the grease.
All right, so we're gonna flip it over. Out. And I'm gonna let it sear for just about 30 seconds. Hang on, just a minute back.
That might be a 3rd-degree burn.
Oh, would you stop crying? Good job, Roland. That's called growth.
Okay, now we're gonna pop it in the oven, 400 degrees, right in the center there, and let it finish off. Bye.
So even though when you turned it over, you didn't let it stay that long?
But it's going to continue to sear on that
Okay.
side because it's back in the oven. So
All
let's
right.
set our timer, 12 minutes, and there we go. All right, so while that's happening, let's work on the potatoes.
We got some Brussels sprouts over here. Got some
Yeah.
garlic,
Mm-hmm.
wine corks.
I was going to say this, steak, potatoes. I would serve this with something green, like I'm going to do Brussels sprouts. I'm not going to do it for today, but I'm going to do Brussels sprouts for tonight's dinner. You could do green beans, broccoli, a green salad. It's really up to you.
We got some potatoes right here.
Yeah, we got some potatoes. Oh,
We
what we're
got,
making-
hang on. We got some cheese over here.
Wow.
I'll have a little wine while he's looking at his cheese.
Karen says splatter guard for Christmas.
You're right, Karen. That's a great idea. Okay, so
What are we working on next?
the potatoes. Look at these potatoes. I got these, of course, at Doris's. I love little potatoes. What are these called? These are called the Ruby Sensations. They're just little tiny potatoes. You can use red potatoes, or you can use, I saw at Doris's, they also had like multicolored. Some were purple, some were yellow, some were red. Or you can just use those red potatoes, but they're gonna need a little more cook time than these. So again, I had to take a little step ahead. What I did, I put these potatoes in a pot and covered them with water, and then I added, and I'll show you what I did. I added a sprig of rosemary, oh, love that, and I smashed a piece of garlic right in the water with the potatoes, and some salt. And then I let the potatoes come up to a boil, and then I let them reduce the heat and let them simmer until they're what they call like fork tender. Here's my fork, where you can stab it with a fork relatively easily, you know. So you don't want to get them mushy because these are going to be smashed potatoes, not mashed potatoes. So when you get them to that consistency, that's when they're good to go. So I already did that, and you just strain them, and then obviously you're just gonna your rosemary and your garlic has done its job. So
Now,
you can toss it.
you tried these out on me, and I loved them. They're just, it looks like they're little potatoes that you stepped on.
Or sat on.
Smashed potatoes, and yeah, they were awesome. By the way, Karen asked how the Wild Pants fundraiser is going. It's going well. I think I'm at $310 right now, and I'm in 5th place. So if everybody on here would just go donate like $5 or $10, that would help. Yeah, just go to the Mo and Sally Morning Show Facebook page, and you'll see the link there. And I'm going to make some. I'm turning my Wild Pants into wine pants.
I'm going to stir the sauce.
Which, by the way, I will be wearing next week when we do this.
Are you going to wear your pants next week?
Yeah, I'll wear my wine pants next week. If everybody donates, all the money goes to the Ark of Palm Beach County. Thank you, Karen, by the way, for your donation. I appreciate that.
Thanks for asking, Karen. Okay, so smashing of the potatoes. I already did a couple over here. And in this bowl, I have more butter, some very, very finely chopped up rosemary, and some very, very finely chopped up garlic.
Now, Chicken Mike says, I grate my garlic with a zester.
Yeah.
That can be done.
Oh, yeah,
right?
You can certainly. I do that all the time. Sometimes I just grate it right over the pot.
Yeah. Jim says, petite potatoes. Yeah, we're having petite filet, petite potatoes.
And regular size.
I will need a petite snack probably about an hour after eating.
Okay, there's several ways you can smash your potatoes. Some people like to just take their hand and push down and smash them. Just like that. And then you grab it and you place it. This baking dish I've lined it with aluminum foil and I've brushed it with a little bit of olive oil. You don't need much, okay? So that's that. I like to use my measuring cup because it's got a nice heavy bottom, don't we all? And you can see when you're smashing it, when you can look right through it and see how smashed you're getting it. And there you go. I might smash it a little more. So you can see, and there we go.
These are really good, by the way.
Yep.
Mo, how smashed are you getting right now?
Mind your own business.
Some people like them really smashed. I like for them to have a little bit of thickness to them. I don't want them
What would those
smashed.
remind you of? I mean, not tater tots or hash browns, or would they be in that family?
They're not fried. So, because remember, we just boiled these, but when you do boil these, don't skip that step with the rosemary and the garlic and salt because it gives the potatoes so much more flavor. Even though we're going to flavor it with a little, more butter in this dish. All right, my last one. And you get the hang of it after a while. First time I made these, I smashed them too much and they kind of fell apart. So I'm going to just pop the butter and the garlic and the rosemary in the microwave so the butter melts.
Chicken Mike says he's got plenty of rosemary growing.
I do too.
Rosemary is something that rosemary, we can do that. You guys want to see the product of our vegetable garden? It's, by the way, which has been on hospice for, I don't know, ever since we pretty much planted it.
Yeah.
We've gotten maybe 2 tomatoes, 1 pepper, and we picked this yesterday.
Ta-da! The bounty of our vegetable
Can
garden.
you see that? In relation to, look at her hand. I mean, what the hell are we supposed to do with that? That's how big it is.
Yes, we harvested our vegetables.
That was it. Yeah. I did some vegetable picking yesterday. Woo! My gosh, I was pooped. That's it. I mean, look how small that is. What the hell are we supposed to do with that?
I don't know. Meanwhile, my herbs are thriving, but our vegetables.
Oh no,
not so much.
vegetable garden's probably gonna be dug up this weekend
Yeah.
and replaced with shrubs.
We're gonna give it up. Okay.
Betsy Tyson says, so cute. Yeah, that's all we can say about our little vegetable.
Well,
Petite pepper. Yeah, that's
you
the
got a
theme.
petite pepper.
Today, that's the theme. Petite is the theme.
All right. So I've melted my butter along with.
Ethan's bragging about his garden.
I know, Ethan.
You shut the hell up, Ethan.
Ours is our stuff. Butter,
Farmer Briner.
rosemary, and garlic. And all I'm going to do is just brush the potato.
Again, you said that was what? Butter, rosemary,
And garlic.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be delicious.
Yeah, just brush it.
Yeah, we had these last night as a trial. That's the first time I've ever had smashed potatoes.
No, it's not.
It's
I've made
not?
it yeah, I mean, it
When have you made
I don't know.
Must have had much of this to remember.
Well, I don't know what he be eating.
It's been, in your defense, Mo, it's been a long time.
No, you're right, Curtis. She could be like, I could be like, what are we having tonight? She could say, oh, it's halibut. It's probably turkey.
If you don't want to use butter, you could do olive oil. You don't need much. Yeah, this is kind of a butter friendly meal.
Yeah, again, I hope Dr. Bruce is not watching.
I know. All right. Now, don't forget, we need to season them with salt and pepper.
All part of Sally's plan to kill me eventually. She's doing it slowly now with butter.
Yes, I've stopped the arsenic. I've moved on to butter. All right, kosher salt, just, you don't want to overdo it. Because, again, the water was salted when you boiled these. But you do need to add a little bit of salt there.
Chicken Mike, did you say you named your pineapple Frida?
He named his pineapple? That's
Pineapples take a long time to grow, right? Didn't we just learn that not too long ago?
I've learned a lot of things about pineapples in the last year or so.
Well,
like
yeah.
when you stick one on your doorstep.
It means you're swingers?
Yep, that's what I heard. Okay, so I do want to top this after it gets out of the oven with some fresh parsley from my herb garden. Yay! The one thing I'm successful at. So I'm going to go ahead and chop that now because we're still waiting. Still got 3 minutes on the steak. And then, did I mention with the steak? Okay, I'll know.
Sorry.
Keep going, Sally.
That is room temperature. When we put that steak in the pan, it was room temperature. I had it sitting out on the counter here for an hour. You do not put a cold steak in a hot pan, never, or a hot grill or anything like that. So I forgot to mention that, room temperature. Make sure you do that. And then afterwards, what do you have to do, Mo, when you get it out? Let it rest.
Let it rest. Deli says, glad I didn't buy the pineapple lamps for outside. I see those lamps all the time. That's a myth, though, right? All this pineapple stuff, I don't know. That some people say if you put a pineapple on your doorstep, it means you're swingers. Or what's the one if you put a pineapple upside down in your grocery cart? That means, I don't know.
Well, how did eggplant ever become a symbol for?
Well, have you seen eggplant?
I'll show you some pictures.
No, that's okay.
No, Curtis, don't text us any photos of how.
I'm just going to chop up this parsley. Once these guys get out of the oven, that's what we're going to do.
So everybody, this is Sally's Recipe of the Week. If you're just joining us, brought to you by Doris Italian Market. You can get the recipe at 1055online.com and make it yourself. Joey Berger, he tends to make your recipes a lot.
Yeah, he does.
For Mary.
Yeah, this is a good one. All right, so, I love the smell of parsley. So I'm just going to set that aside because I'm not going to put that on until after these guys come out of the oven. And the convenient thing is because I'm going to roast the Brussels sprouts. All this can go in the oven because we're roasting everything. So,
Oh, Roland says he put Spider-Man out on his lamppost. Oh, Lord.
We got something to say about you, Roland, but I'm going to leave that.
So you want to put the potatoes in so they crisp up. You don't need to put them in very long, but they're going to get nice and crispy, and they're delicious.
Karen says a pineapple has been a symbol of hospitality. Never heard about the swinger thing before.
Oh, you haven't?
Well, if you're a swinger, you invite people to your house, you want to be hospitable. Everybody know that.
That's extra hospitable.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, Chicken Mike says me either. I don't know. There's stories about pineapples.
What's lasagna rolls, Karen? She gonna eat lasagna rolls for the third time.
And while your sauce is thickening, make sure you give it a little whisk every now and then, okay? It's bubbling up and it starts to thicken.
Do I need to come over there?
No, I don't think so. I'm going to pull the steak out of the oven.
I'll come over there.
Go ahead.
Because on my way, I can grab a piece of cheese. Oh Lord, look at that! No,
I was going to be cleaning.
Roland, I may need some help.
All right, you stand back.
Yeah, I don't want to get burned. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, I feel like there should be trumpets. All right, so another important thing about making steak, let it rest, let it rest.
Let it rest. How's this sauce coming over here? It's a bubble up.
Yeah, see? It's getting thicker. The sauce is just a little time consuming.
Marina says, where are the kitties? Well,
They're all over the place.
they're all over the place. One of them can't come out here because he'd be all up in our business.
Yeah.
The other one would be very vocal, and
Well,
Cleveland's out here somewhere, right? He's out here somewhere.
so I'm going to take the steak.
Go back to the stove, fool.
We're looking for cats.
No, it's not time for that.
I'm going to take the steak and put it on my cutting board and cover it with foil. You don't have to cover it too tight, and let it rest.
Because it keeps on cooking.
Yes, it does. And I also will take a look at it in a few minutes and see what the doneness is like. Look, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I've made a steak and I cut it and I'm like, ooh, it needs to go back in. So that's okay. You can just put it right back in your pan and slide it right back in. But I think 12 minutes was enough. I hope it was enough.
Wendy says, wine and cheese, drunk and backed up. Oh. That was my plan for this Thursday evening.
Now you can go cat hunting if you want to.
Oh, I have no idea where he is. But we're coming right back over here with some more cheese.
Now, once I realize that once I figure out if this steak is cooked to our liking, which we like it medium rare, what I'm going to do is you can either put some beef broth or some wine in the skillet that you cooked your steak in, and just about 1/4 of a cup, you don't need much, and scrape up those brown bits off the bottom and then add it to your sauce, and it just makes it that more delicious. Because remember I said you can make this sauce up to this point a couple of days in advance, let it cool, put it in the fridge, but this is the final touch to get all those meaty bits and stuff in the sauce, and it's delicious.
Roland says he had spaghetti and sausage tonight, the best sausage from the butcher counter at Doris's.
Ooh.
Thanks, Roland, for supporting Doris's Italian market.
I tell you what, I made chicken parmesan rolling a couple of nights ago, and I normally make my own marinara sauce, but I was like, and I got a jar of marinara sauce from Doris's, and it's just Doris's marinara sauce. How good was that, though?
It was really good. Oh, yeah. Was that the chicken parmesan that we had? Oh, it was fantastic.
Just right out of the jar, heated it up. And normally when I use the marinara sauce out of the jar, I jazz it up.
Karen Weigel says, do you have a meat thermometer?
I do.
Then you wouldn't have to cut it.
I know. I don't have one, and I need to get one. That and the splatter thing are the 2 things I need to get, and I don't have it. The only thing I added to this was red pepper flakes, and that's just because Mo and I like it. But this is a really, really good jarred sauce.
Yeah, that was fantastic. You should do that chicken parmesan one week
I can do that.
because it was fantastic.
We had, the mozzarella, the fresh mozzarella that Doris has made.
What did we have last night? You made swordfish with, what was that?
It was mango salsa, a warm mango salsa.
And then on the side we had
We had the potatoes because I wanted to. Because I hadn't made those potatoes in a while, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't screwing.
Yeah, last night's dish was yummy.
Sauce.
Stacy says, where is Doris Italian Market? Well, they have a couple of locations. 5 locations. They have one in North Palm Beach. That's the one we go to on US 1. Here we go. They have one in Sunrise, Pembroke Pines, North Palm Beach, Coral Springs, and Boca Raton. So, Stacy, where do you live? And we'll tell you which location is.
But she can probably figure that out.
This is true. You don't need me as a GPS. You know what? I'll just go back to eating my cheese.
So Roy is in here talking about the finger method for, I guess, the doneness of the steak. How does that work?
Yeah, you touch it to your index finger, right, and then you feel your flesh.
Something just blew up.
That's just the pan in the oven.
What the hell?
That's rare, medium rare, medium, well done.
Is that right,
You guys
Roy?
see how soft that is? That's rare, medium rare,
Is she doing this
medium.
right, Roy?
Well done. I am.
Okay. Is that Curtis? Which Roy is that?
Is that Chef Roy?
Is that Chef Roy?
Via Cruises? Roy Via Cruises?
Yeah, no response.
I just told you. Oh, we're yeah, we had a little hiccup. I said that was Roy Via Cruises.
Oh, yep, that's
Yeah,
Chef Roy,
He's a professional
and
chef.
he says yes. That's right.
Okay, well, I'm not a professional chef, so are we on?
Yeah, we're back on, right?
I'm not a professional chef, so I cheat and take a look.
Go over there, Mo.
I think it feels.
Oh, I need to go over there. I'm sorry, I was
Yeah.
over here.
Over here chilling, being wine drunk.
I was being nosy. Linda was telling us what she's having for dinner.
Looks pretty good to me because it's going to be more rare in the center. All right.
That looks fantastic.
All right, so I'm going to stick it back together. I know professional chefs would not do this. I do this.
Chef Roy would disapprove.
Yes, I'm sorry, Chef Roy. All right, and come over here now. Look at our sauce. I'm going to turn it down. Look at that. Nice and thick. Now, like I mentioned earlier, because Karen and I always say double the amount of sauce you make, and I don't think you need to do that for this dish. This is just half the sauce that the recipe calls for because it's just the two of us, and the recipe calls for 4 people. So if you think, that doesn't look like enough sauce, it is. And I'm just going to let it reduce down just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And another important thing, what do I want to do? Taste it.
Paul Michael says that looks amazing.
I want to taste it to see if I need to add salt or pepper or wine. And then I'm going to add some of these brown bits. Let's do that now.
Just scraping up these brown bits.
No, it doesn't need any more salt. Yep. I'm going to put this back. Oh, that's a little hot. Put this back on the burner.
By the way, one of my life hacks this week was you can get rid of your oven mitts if they're not doing the trick and get welding gloves. They're easier to deal with.
Ooh, I swallowed. I better have some wine.
Don't put your finger in there, Mo. Don't do it.
I want to see if it's warm enough.
Nope. Get away. Roy says all that there is flavor.
Yep.
All this stuff right here?
So, I could use a little bit of beef stock or broth. I used it all, so I'm just going to use a little wine. Why not, right?
You pouring out my wine?
No, it's the wine I cooked.
So what's that going to? Is it still warm?
Yeah, I'm warming it up too. And you just want to scrape it. That's all flavor.
Marina wants to know if you're okay.
Oh yeah, I just swallowed though. Thank you for your concern, though. I appreciate that.
No, Karen, that was one of my life hacks this week. You don't get up early enough to hear my life hack, but yeah, if your oven mitts, when you take something out of the oven, if it's still warm, or if you have a hard time handling it, welding gloves, they say are better actually and cheaper than oven mitts.
All right. See how that's
starting to bubble up a little bit.
Yeah. Just let it reduce a little bit. Again, you can use your wine or you can use some stock. I just happen to run out of stock, so I'm going to use wine.
See, when I work in the kitchen, I not only use welding gloves, but I use the full helmet as well. So
He looks like that woman in Flashdance.
Yeah, I don't want to get any splatters on me.
And just add that, and that's going to add some lovely flavor.
In case y'all need to know what time it is, it's 6:14.
All right, now I'm going to turn this way down. And I think it's about time to take our potatoes out. Hopefully they're not burnt.
Oh, I forgot about the taters.
Yeah, this is a very complicated meal.
I would have had the house all burnt down by now.
Yeah, this is
Whew, that's hot of it.
see? That's what I mean. You gotta get those welding gloves. Now where are we going with those?
Just right over here. I'm just going to set them right on this top.
Good, good. Closer to my wine. Oh, I'm down to 1 block of cheese.
Well, we're about to carve the meat.
Yep.
Now, when I do this, I just slice up the meat and I put the sauce like in a serving bowl and just pass it around at the table. Okay, so everybody can get as much as they want. So, we've got our beautiful, beautiful steak here.
I would like for you to utilize this pepper in my.
That's a little garnish.
That's garnish, right?
All right. So, let me get my knife. I'm going to take this beautiful sauce. Yeah, that looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off.
Paul says that watch is my favorite from your collection. Oh, really?
Your collection.
It'll yeah, the Joker, the Quorum Joker. Look, it doesn't even have the correct time on there. Like the 8.
It got decoration numbers.
Yeah, the 8's where the 3's supposed to be.
I don't understand bougie watches.
Oh, look at that! Look at that.
That's because we let it rest. Mm-hmm.
That looks fantastic. So once again, guys, if you're just joining us, you can get the recipe at 1055online.com. Recipe of the week brought to you by Doris Italian Market. And we appreciate you watching and commenting and all that stuff. Stacy says, I voted for Curtis, wanted to hear Eddie Murphy. Love that song. Stacy, I love that song too. I should go put it on right now. I've got the 45.
No, it's okay.
We'll get dinged.
I love that song. You know what, Curtis? I wanted to vote for you today.
Oh, thank you. We just made sure Sally didn't embarrass us more, and that was important.
I know, they didn't let me have my 5-peat. I'm going to keep this covered while we do this. And like I said, I would serve this with something green, which we're going to roast with Brussels sprouts. We're just not going to do it.
Karen says my watch is for Mr. Magoo. It's the Joker. What are we doing next?
We're going to put some potatoes.
Are we plating?
Yes. Put some potatoes. And if I had the Brussels sprouts, they would be going right over there.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's going on over here with all this space? That's where the Brussels sprouts
would be. That's another show. Or you could put green beans or broccoli, or I would just make it something green. All right.
That's where the little petite pepper go.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's put the petite pepper there. Okay, so we got that. Yeah. Let's see. Let's put it right there.
And like I said, I would put this in a bowl and pass it around the table so everybody can just.
So you go to South Beach, and this dish would cost you like $70.
Yep.
You got enough.
Mashed potatoes would be nice. You could always pour a little bit of this on the potatoes.
Or we could take the pepper away and put a little sign there, your ad here. And we could just sell the advertising.
And a little bit of parsley. Roy, I don't play it as well as you do. Roy plays beautifully.
Oh my God, Roy's an artist.
Yes.
He's not only a chef, he's an artist.
He really is. All right, are we ready to try? Get that.
Yep. Oh. Get that weed off my plate.
Recipe is on our website, 1055online.com. I'm very excited. That is so on point.
I know it's good.
Right, Mo. That was for you.
Gimme. Uh-oh.
I got it.
It's
I got
dripping.
you.
It's dripping.
I got
Oh,
you.
my God.
Oh, Roy has an idea. He wants to do a Zoom plating class.
Oh, I would be into that.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Roy, your plating is phenomenal.
Could we do that on StreamYard, Curtis?
Probably.
Oh, that would be so cool.
All right, let's try the potatoes.
That's fantastic.
This is good. And again, this would be great with mashed potatoes. I just wanted to show you guys these little smashed potatoes because I think they're fun.
They are very fun. They had them last night. They were great.
We put a little cheese on there if we wanted to.
Joey says, catch you later. He's got to go walk the dog before the rain starts.
Bye, Joey. Thanks for
See
joining
you,
us.
Joey. Where is Curtis's plate? Roland wants to know, where's Curtis's plate?
And
They're just eating all on camera and stuff. Rude.
I love that little bit of parsley on there.
It really is a fantastic dish.
With the great red wine.
Deanna says it looks great.
Thank you, Deanna.
It's fantastic.
And again, that sauce up to the point where you add the pan drippings, you can make it in advance. Recipes on 1055online.com. I want to thank everybody for joining us. A big thanks to our sponsor, Doris Italian Market and Bakery. Yes, they have a fabulous bakery. Roland was having some type of tart from there for breakfast the other day.
Oh, man.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, Linda says it looks yummy. Roy says that sauce looks fire.
Thank you, Roy.
And Karen says, now I have to go eat my leftovers for the second time. Doris, I mean, it really is amazing. We were talking about it the other day when we were in there, the cheese section, which I love. There's this prepared food section. There's they got the bakery.
Check out their sales. Their sales change every Wednesday. Like I said, this petite tenderloin is not, I don't think it's on sale this week, but it was on sale last week. That's when I bought it. I bought it a couple of days ago because they change every Wednesday. That whole tenderloin, that beautiful tenderloin, was $6.28.
Yeah.
And it feeds the two of us. Like you said, that meal at a restaurant would cost you a lot more than $6.
Paula says best bakery ever. Yeah, Doris is fantastic. If you haven't checked it out yet, they have 5 locations. We showed you earlier, and they're fantastic. Karen says, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
See ya. And Roy says, make another dish out of the leftovers. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Sally's very good at
I never
that.
throw anything away, Roy.
Yeah, Roy will have to do the plating Zoom class. That would be a lot of fun.
I think that would be a lot of fun. I'd love that.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. And again, get the recipe at 1055online.com.
Now, remember, we're off tomorrow, so we'll see you on Monday.
We'll see you on Facebook Live on Monday. Have a great weekend. Be safe and stay healthy.
Bye.
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 Bye, Curtis.